승리의 맛은 달콤했나, 카우보이. 하지만 여기서 끝이라 생각하는 큰 오산이다. 이제 우리의 차례다. 기대해도 좋아. GSL 시즌 2 The Coming Storm. 모든 준비는 끝났다. 아프리카 TV 프리급 스튜디오 라이브 2020 GSL 시즌 2 코드 S The Coming Storm.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another day of the round of 24 of the GSL Codes. We've had a ton of kick-ass days. I think today will be no exception, and I think what most of the people watching this stream are excited about is Scarlett playing.
Yeah. Scarlett and Maru playing today, and in fact, I would say that they're the favorites of the group.
I agree.
We also have our last newcomer of the season in Prince. Can he do anything here tonight? It seems very difficult for him to have
unlikely.
Any chance in this group.
We've been speculating over the last half hour before the show started. We were watching Prince set up and kind of trying to get a feel on, what kind of guy he is, what kind of person he is. We don't have that many new people that make it into the GSL. The competition's so fierce out here, and everybody's so good that when you have somebody new like Prince, and Prince is the greenest of the green, by the way.
Yeah, it's his first GSL.
Yeah.
He was never really a pro gamer before or anything, as far as I know. He's just kind of this new guy. And, I was surprised in a couple of ways. Like, he didn't come in early. Your first GSL, I would imagine, since everyone else has been there a million times, that you would come in early in practice.
We have people sometimes here 2.5 hours early, just sitting here.
That's
hanging
the way
out,
to do it.
Walking
it's
around
correct.
the studio. I don't know, just sitting in the chair, getting used to the feel of that.
So I don't know.
I
don't think he's going
know.
to be able to do anything, but I would love to be surprised.
So for our players who've advanced, as you can see, Zest Special, Dark Stats, Solar Rogue, and Dream DRG.
Yeah, so far Zerg dominating the tournament, but we should point out also Group D, this is the first time in Legacy of the Void that we've had 3rd and 4th seeds advance out of a group in the round of 24 or 32.
Right.
Also, we're a little bit light on Protoss right now. As of this moment, we have Parting, Zest, and Stats as the only Protosses in round of 16.
We got a quick video, guys, then we'll start our matches.
안녕하세요. 아이디 프린스를 쓰고 있는 최민우라고 합니다. 이번에 아마추어로 처음 올라왔습니다. 너무 좀 생각보다 쉽게 뚫어가지고 좀 되게 얼떨떨한 기분이 많이 들었어요. 저는 대진 보고 좋았어요. 테란을 만나고 싶었는데 조성주 선수는 또 제4의 종족이라고는 하지만 그래도 테란을 만나서 좀 뭔가 보여줄 수 있진 않을까. 이기진 못하더라도 그런 생각으로 아무 생각 안 드는데 저랑 하는데 왜 굳이
I think this is the long time in a while with any new players in the GSL in over a year. So it's going to be exciting to see the players who we've played against for a long time on the ladder finally get to participate in a big tournament like GSL and see what they can show here.
모든 팬분들 입장에서도 보기도 좀 새로운 재미고 하니까 저도 좀 궁금해요. 그 사람들이 어떤 모습을 보여줄지 기대되는 것 같아요.
진짜 생 아마추어 신분으로 이렇게 올라왔는데 많이 응원해 주셔서 감사하고 그에 걸맞는 경기력 보여줄 수 있도록 노력하겠습니다.
올해 못해도 내년에는 할 것 같아서 그냥 마음 편하게 하면 할 것 같아요.
With the coronavirus situation recently, it's unfortunate that many of the tournaments in person have been canceled, but GSL is still here and I really like playing in GSL, so I'm really thankful for that. And I hope GSL continues for many years in the future.
GSL 하면서 2티어였던 적도 처음이고 그만큼 조가 정말 저한테 드디어 할만하게 조가 나왔는데 이번에 꼭 GSL 본선 무대에서 오프라인 무대 극복해서 진출하는 모습 보여드릴 수 있도록 열심히 하겠습니다.
라운드 24 마루 프린스 스칼렛 아르마니
So we get a little interview from them, kind of funny to see. I am not sure what to expect out of this first match, but Prince seems not too nervous or anything.
Yeah, he seems very okay with his situation.
Yeah, and you can see he's kind of smiling there.
Yeah,
oh, he switched shirts, damn. I really he was very stylish. Coming
he
in
even
here
had that.
today,
This is a kind of more modern soul fashion, but a long shirt kind of goes long in the
Tucks in
front, but you
only
tuck
at
it
the
in the
very
front.
front.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of look like you're from like the 1600s or something.
Yeah, like you should have furly sleeves
the
on.
sleeves should be
You
furly,
should
but
fight
they aren't
with a
quite.
rapier.
Oh, for sure, rapier. Yeah, it would be the only sword that Prince would carry for sure.
No, seriously, stylish guy coming out here. Look, in a weird way, this is, at least for experience, this is probably the best thing that could happen to Prince. As he comes in here and faces one of the greatest players of all time, Maru, and let's just see how well he does. Nobody expects him to win.
No.
So even if he gets smashed, that's what normally happens to everybody who faces Maru. If he does okay, it's really exciting.
Yeah.
And if he wins, it's the craziest thing in the world. So I think better to start here. He'll get all the nerves out of the way. He'll have a better feel for what a real GSL match is like, with the lights on and the casters casting his game and the cameras in his face like they are right now. And then we'll see where he goes. Assuming he loses here, we'll see how he does in the losers match.
Yeah, and he was pretty zen about having Maru as his opponent. He seems to just want to play against a Terran anyways, so, I mean, good on him. He doesn't seem nervous that much right now. Sometimes you can kind of look at someone and be like, oh, this person's nervous, but he seems reasonably relaxed for a rookie.
We've had a lot of players physically shaking in between games.
It's
There's so much adrenaline.
common.
It's very common. Our game is ready. Maru vs. Prince, the best of 3, starts now.
경기가 준비되었다. 한번 시작해 볼까?
We have an extra hot 6 can now on the graphic.
제네어 그린 윙스 마루 조성주.
What are you laughing at?
I love it. Tasteless.
Oh,
I love
look
it.
at this.
First off, the pylon placement, that's what I was laughing at, but then I saw the forge queue up. And this is a barracks outside.
Oh my God.
He is going to win game 1.
Oh,
he's going to win game 1, dude.
Perfectly placed pylon,
Oh, yeah,
too.
no, he has this prepped. Is there any way to lose this?
I don't think so.
He's cannon rushing a Terran player, which we know that it technically can happen, but
usually
it never happens.
Yeah, usually on ladder.
My God.
So cannon's here. I think he'll throw a pylon up there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised that Maru proxied on the map, but this is really actually quite brilliant when you consider how known Maru is to do proxies on the map, to try something that's essentially very risky, but at the same time, if the dice roll in your favor, then you're just going to win the game. Now, keep in mind, keeping the probe alive is essential here.
Yes.
So he already lost 1 probe, and Maru's being pretty smart tactically by trying to dive these SCVs.
Just starting these cannons, he's won the game. Like, there's no way for him to lose from here, I would say, right?
This is so crazy.
Maru has a Reaper that just popped out. Does a Reaper beat 5 cannons?
Well, there's got to be a cannon in the main as well, right?
I'm certain he started one.
I'm 1,000% sure. There it is. Now, it's going to be a little bit late, but I don't think that will...
You can't even get the SCVs out of the main base, Tasteless.
Yeah.
You can't even do that. Look at this. He's like trying to make a factory over there.
Well, I think you can get maybe 1 or 2, but...
Yeah, maybe if you drill them, you get like a couple out, but...
I'm not even familiar with how much, what the feel is of a Reaper doing damage to a building making, because we never get to see it.
Oh my God.
Oh, they actually get out a little bit.
All right, well, he actually gets out way more than
I thought.
But anyways, this has been...
Now, here's what you can do from here. You can make a cannon on the high ground over where the CC's landed.
Yeah, that would be true. Did he get to fully deny the factory? I guess he did not.
No, which is actually a fairly big deal.
Okay, is there any way for Maru to win this from this
of all people in the world that could win it, I think Maru is the person. Okay, so he's going to make a gateway on the low ground. I think he wants to make 1 stalker and start to poke at the SCV's mining.
And I'm sure a Cyclone is going to be what
Now,
Maru's looking for here.
Had Prince completed the wall, blocking that mule off as the SCVs and the mule were snaking around the initial pylon wall, we would already be going into game 2.
Yeah.
Now, this is one of the things about great players is they've definitely had to deal with exactly this kind of situation before. This isn't like it's Maru's first time being cannon rushed.
Well, his experience with it has to be like 1,000,000 times less than Prince's.
Right.
You know, because Prince
Right.
obviously practiced to do this to Maru. And, I mean, as far as I know, Maru doesn't practice on the North American server, so I don't know if he's actually hit this very much, you know?
He is going to take out this gas, but, you know, cannons are going to finish here again.
Dude, that one cannon. Look at the way he's moving the probe, even. That patrolling SCV does not see it.
Now, he can get a bunker in range here. I'm actually surprised he's not making it a little bit closer, but in range of the Nexus.
I think he just needs something to run back to. He's actually, like, does he have a Cyclone coming right? Yeah, look at this. He's just going to kill the... That's, like, great. Better start making a shield battery or something.
I think he, I think he's going to lose. I think Prince is actually going to lose now.
Prince loses. Well, now that there's a Cyclone in there, maybe you're right.
Already been one of the crazier games this year. Yeah, he's going to get the Nexus, and there's not 400 minerals yet.
Oh my God. This is exactly what we need. Okay, what's he recalling, actually? A Stalker. A very red Stalker. That,
okay, something weird happened there because...
I think he did it on purpose. I think the SCVs surrounded it, basically.
Oh, I see.
But look at
This is his third base being
What a
taken
fool
over.
I was to think that Maru would lose to a can rush when he had nothing.
There's so much of a butterfly effect feel in this game. I mean, had he gone back and actually locked out those workers, I think there wouldn't have been the capital to do this, but Maru is a very good player.
Oh, he's going to lose that Stalker now?
No.
Oh my God, it makes it out. Oh, he's surrounded! Oh, but it got out! It got out! Prince has like no probes now. Did he make a flying unit? Because he made a Stargate. No, I guess he did not. Oh God.
That's it. GG, Maru takes game 1.
He could have had that.
He actually could have had that, yeah.
I bet you Parting is watching this game licking his lips. Parting's like, oh yes, I will win GSL this season. Thank you, Prince.
I like
that
the
was
idea.
So, oh, I thought he was going to win, man.
I was like standing up and jumping. Those cannons got thrown down there. But look, I think he takes this one on the chin. He goes into game 2. And, you know, what does he do? It makes sense that you do that in game 1, but now you've sort of shown what you're willing to do.
Yeah. Well, I think Maru will probably build his barracks in his base this game.
Yeah, most likely. I don't know. I welcome anything that we're going to see from Prince. Prince is the rookie of StarCraft 2 this year here in Korea. It's his first GSL ever. Let's see what happens on Death Aura for game number 2, Maru vs. Prince.
경기가 준비되었다. 한번 시작해볼까? 제네어 그린 윙스 마루 조성주 팀 GP 프린스 최민우
Okay. God, I wish he had won that first game.
Me too.
It would have been so cool. But
Well, to be up 1-0 against Maru and then see what he brings out after that. But now it's like, it felt like he couldn't have had a more favorable situation, you know?
by the way, you know, games like that represent probably what a lot of the people that are watching experience on ladder, right? You know, when you get cannon rush like that, you think, oh my gosh, I watch GSL or any of the other big tournaments, and I don't ever see stuff like this
Yeah.
happening. Why not? Well, you're kind of seeing why. Even though Maru on paper was in a absolutely terrible position, you kind of see how he's able to, even in crazy situations like that, come out on top, like starting to hit the gas, taking that out, then getting in a position where you can hit the Nexus, getting the SCVs out in time. I mean, those cannon rushes look unstoppable until you realize they haven't invested in anything that makes attacking units.
Yeah.
You know, you're Terran, you can still float your buildings. You have Reapers that can jump up and down. You can get a Cyclone that can target at a distance. And in some ways, that could be pretty helpful for people that are watching who get stuck at lower tiers and lose to stuff like that.
It can, but at the same time, the hardness of holding something like that, like Maru just did, it's hard to learn that part of it, right? Like, top pro gamers can do things that are basically magic to lower players, right? You see Maru micro sometimes, it's like, yeah, no matter how many times you watch that, you can't do it, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, we even have that at the pro level. I remember back when Beyond broke Reapers so bad they had to get nerfed, only from his play.
Yeah,
Maru tried to do the same
doing it.
strat as him and went 0-2 with it and then switched to regular strats and 3-0'd his opponent because he literally could not micro anywhere near as good as Beyond with the same exact strategy. So
yeah.
To kind of look at some of these things and be like, all right, that's how I stop that. Well, playing like Maru is not going to be easy. Oh my God, look at this. Prince is bringing the cheesiest of cheese.
I love it.
Charge right off the bat.
Let's also keep in mind, I think if you're Prince, you're taking this one game at a time, one day at a time, right? I mean, you're just trying to do whatever you think is best against your opponent. And Maru's the only Terran in this group, and then Maru is probably going to be the first player to advance out of this group. So the odds that Prince is going to have to face him more than 2 or 3 games here is pretty low.
As far as I'm concerned, Tasteless, Prince is about to be 2-0 against Maru. Okay?
Yeah. This is a moral 2-0.
Yeah.
A moral victory.
Well, I wouldn't call it moral because morally...
This is an amoral victory.
Yeah, this is an amoral victory, but...
Oh no.
That right there is painful. That was like a totally unneeded let-in, I would say, right? Unless this was some sort of bait and he really wanted it in.
No, I don't think
but
so.
But as soon as you... Does he identify that there's one on gas there?
I think Maru would definitely see immediately.
Let's see if he starts a bunker. If he starts... Oh, he saw so many gates
There's so much, yeah. There's enough evidence here that it should be clear that there's a big attack inbound.
Building placement seems pretty good against charge, doesn't it? A little bit less good now. It was like a full wall there for a moment.
So Zealot charge is going to finish, and then this Warp Prism is going to be here. And this is where the damage is going to, it has to be done now. I'm sorry, what did he just cancel there?
Bunker.
Oh, okay. I'm a little bit worried now because we see the Marines going down the ramp.
Well, let's see if he can get on top of that siege tank. He actually goes right in on top of the SCVs, so he'll definitely kill quite a few of those. His Stalker's not being microed well at the moment.
Is he gonna get that one tank?
Doing some work. Yeah, he gets the siege tank. He's killed
Another
10
warp
SCVs.
Now, if these Marines can actually target down that Warp Prism, it seems like the SimCity, though, of these structures really interferes with the pathing.
It's really, really good. There's no question about that.
Is he gonna kill him?
Prince is still microing quite frantically here, trying to get his Zealots in on top of something.
I do want to point out he's on top of production here, or he was a second ago.
We just saw also a stop position there on the SCVs, and that screwed up the AI of the Zealots there, so he lost a lot of potential damage, and now he loses the Prism as well.
Okay, he needs
you can see he's having
better.
a hard time against these SCVs just stopping. This is really kind of funny to watch, because Prince is actually bringing builds that should kill Maru, and then Maru is just like, oh, I'm just better than you.
Yeah, for the uninitiated, if you have SCVs on attack move, then the Zealots will auto-target them. But if you put them on stop, then the Zealots try to move around them.
Yeah, so he actually lost a huge amount of damage there through that. I mean, a good hold, but that was still a lot of damage.
I mean, it's 18 workers right now to 48. So Prince, once again, has put himself into, on paper, an unlosable position. All it would require from here is proper execution. I should actually say perfect execution. But let's see if he can do it. I mean, I'm a little bit dumbfounded that we're having people plan this well. A player like this, I should say, plan this well
Well, that's
against Maru.
exciting about him for the future, I have to
see,
say.
I see how he got into GSL. That much is clear now. This guy knows the right builds to pick.
Well, this is especially cool because the level of prep that we're seeing in these 2 builds already this is like SOS level prep stuff where you're like, what? Are we doing that in GSL Codas? What? And again, truly, this feels like it's a 2-0 right now for Prince.
Yeah.
Of course, it might end up being a 2-0 for Maru, but are we going to count that truly?
No, not. All right, Maru taps out. Maru just taps out.
Yes, he's
cracking of the knuckles here by Prince.
So Prince right now going to go for a 3-0 against Maru. Crazy stuff. But look, you kind of see, like, even Maru not dying straight up to this push is like some inexperience on Prince's part. Like the stop position on the SCVs.
He didn't have his screen over that, it looked like, for a little bit. He definitely wasn't watching that going, no.
Yeah, he thought that maybe his Zealots were going to pair better by themselves. I'm not sure exactly, but Maru bringing out every stop to try to stop these things. Pillars of Gold.
Look, I don't know what's going to happen. Again, I'm most interested in seeing what the build order Prince picks is, because so far...
I like that as a nickname, the build order Prince.
Oh.
Not the king of build orders.
The build order Prince. Let's see what he does, man. He's basically planned perfectly. He just has to finish what he started. Game 3 has now loaded up. Let's find out who wins versus Maru versus Prince. Versus Maru versus Prince. I gotta go.
경기가 준비되었다. 한번 시작해볼까?
That's the sound of Maru's heart beating. Thinking about what build Prince is going to use.
제네어 그린 윙스 마루 조성주. 팀 GP 프린스 최민우.
All right. I can't wait to see what he has planned here. If he just goes like blink 3 gate into a third base, I'm done with him, Tasus. I'm not going to be played around with like that. You know? I don't want any after those 2 games, you better have something just as magnificent in game 3.
The thing is, Maru, at this point in time, has to be hyper vigilant about what could be coming his way, right? I mean, what Prince has come in here with is really interruption builds, where you just start doing something and it completely blindsides what they're trying to do. And if done correctly, you basically get set up for a win. And he basically had game 1 won, and then just didn't quite mechanically seal off the workers from escaping. Because if you can stop them,
if he has
getting
no
the workers out,
he can't get into cyclones.
Yeah, well, he just even if he has a factory, he might not be able to make a cyclone, you know. And so. I mean, yeah, he could have just won. But let's see. And I'm also curious to see if he had a plan for game 3. And if so, what is it going to be?
Well, you don't need to plan for game 3 if you're 2-0, Tasus.
That's true.
But he's going for the 3-0 because he really wants us to see his full potential here. Yeah, I don't know. He's taking an expansion, very standard stuff out of him. Maru going into a factory now. So, and this is what I think you should see out of Maru. I think that he should go a little bit tech heavy early on here and maybe try to do a bit of harassment, which is also going to give you reconnaissance against Prince. But look at this, right? Prince is going into Stargate. He's just making a couple of daps. So this looks like a pretty darn standard opening. So if you cheese your opponent hardcore twice, if you think about it, right, a Terran player gets cheesed hard twice. What you want to do is take some of the randomness of build orders out early on, get yourself a little bit more tech, give yourself a few more options, some more scouting intel, some potential to deal damage to your opponent, and that's exactly what Maru's doing. But if Prince opens with a slightly more defensive macro-esque opening like this, just expansion into Stargate, like, if the medvac comes, what if he starts a Phoenix here? Oracle, but you get my drift, right? Like,
sure.
You're going to be it's going to be much easier to defend things.
Right. Well, you know, if you have a player that is really trying to brace for impact, whatever impact that may be, and not get cheesed out and not get blindsided, and they over-defend, and the player, in fact, is not going to attack at all, that can put that very defensive player at a disadvantage where they were really preparing for something that never came.
Yeah.
And this is where, StarCraft is a lot like a poker game, right?
Yes,
the ability to play different hands, even throughout the different variables that you're given in each round of a poker game is so important.
Yeah.
And so this is really why a best of 3, best of 5, best of 7 is so necessary to decide who advances here. So we have the Hellions coming in now. This Oracle's not going to be able to kill this that easily. Already 8 kills. It picks up 2 of the Hellions.
Yeah,
and
he's going to drop it again for sure. He's just trying to use up a lot of energy here on the Oracle.
Okay, the very last second drops that out. Kills off 11 probes.
Yeah,
which puts them at about even.
Yeah, that's right. So he did. I would say that Maru's ahead here because he does have a little bit more tech, and don't forget that the Terran economy scales slightly differently than Protoss, right? Protoss is supposed to be up at probes at this point in the game, but only up 3 after these build orders. I like where Maru's at after that.
Yeah, and
but it's not end of the world at this moment.
This is the first game where Maru has initiated and then taken the lead in the series. Everything else has been dictated by Prince, win or lose.
Well, Prince getting up to his 3rd base rather quickly. He has those Phoenixes out, so can stop drops. Maybe we'll see if he does some harassment with them as well.
Now we've got the Forge coming. Protoss is going to tech up in a very normal fashion, albeit, lagging behind slightly where the Terran is getting developmentally.
It's a cool-looking Phoenix, man. They're all dancing.
Well, there's a couple that are chill dancing, and there's one that's bugging out. He's going crazy. He's got different music playing inside that Phoenix.
Look at Maru making a couple turrets at home. Moving out with this little push.
Yeah, the push is coming.
The push looks scary.
He's pocketed a tank inside the medevac.
Oh, no. He doesn't have any idea.
Oh, he actually misses this with a scout, too. That's really too bad because
this is going to appear.
Sometimes, this will happen to Protoss is where if they don't scout it, suddenly there's just tanks in siege mode and everything's set up perfectly right outside the position that they would have liked to have tried to engage.
His army cannot stop this. He's got Phoenixes and 3 Adepts.
This may flatten Prince here.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that bunker. That's dirty. Look at that. You can't even get over to the ground army now.
Oh my God, the mine hits, just insane.
I think this bunker's still going to finish as well.
Well, it looks like
never mind.
Yeah, it gets picked
save
off,
it,
but
I don't think it matters. This game is over.
Yeah, it's super duper over. Oh my God.
1 gateway goes down. Vikings landed. This should be the killing blow. Keep in mind that this is also blocking off probes from transferring to the 3rd. GG.
All right. Well, this was an exciting series from Prince. Maru wins as expected, but it didn't look like you would expect coming in today.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see what exactly Prince would have to say about this, because he basically had game 1 won. We all saw the same thing. Yeah, he was in a winning spot. He easily crushed Maru in game 2, so he's showing he's more than capable of beating the greatest Terran that we have in GSL. He can beat him if he can execute what he needs to do. So this is actually really exciting. This means that we should expect some pretty great things, even if he doesn't advance this season.
Yeah,
down the road, I think we've got a player that has a lot of potential.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what he does in the next coming year or two.
We're going to go to a short break, and when we come back, our second best of 3. Don't go away.